Furthermore, Pillnitz is directly connected to Dresden via steamboat, where you can discover the multimedia exhibitions Fortress and Zwinger Experience, which guide you through the secrets of Dresden using light, sound, and virtual reality. Don't forget to save this for your next visit to Dresden. Could this be the most beautiful national park in Europe? You won't only find the 76-meter-long Bastei Bridge with incredible rock formation and spectacular views here, but also the secret village of Schmilke with only 75 residents and direct hikes and ferry rides into the Czech Republic. What's more, take a trip to Königstein Fortress for the most amazing views over the national park and the deepest well in the whole of Saxony. This is the Saxon Switzerland National Park. Send this to someone who needs to visit with you. Nobody tells you that these three castles are located less than 30 minutes away from Dresden in Germany. Take the steam train from Radebeul Ost to Moritzburg Castle, which is straight out of a fairy tale and a filming location of Three Wishes for Cinderella. However, there's also a secret 18th century castle, the Little Pheasant Castle, just a short walk away, with beautiful views onto a nearby pier and lighthouse. The steam train takes you back to Radebeul before your journey continues to Wackerbad Castle, Europe's first adventure winery with an immersive experience and free entry to the gardens and vineyards. Who needs to visit these castles with you? This is Germany's oldest castle, and I bet you didn't know that it's located less than 30 minutes away from Dresden in a fairy tale old town. The fortress dates to the year 929 before being converted to Germany's first castle in the 13th century. What's more, just around the corner you can discover Europe's oldest porcelain manufactory, where you can take a tour and learn about the production process. Don't forget to take a walk through the old town and admire the half-timbered houses. This is the Albrechtsburg, located in the town of Meissen in Saxony. Send this to someone who needs to visit with you. Everybody tells you to visit Dresden in Germany, but why is nobody
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and a warm welcome to our special session on Saxony, one of Germany's most enchanting regions, especially known for its deep-rooted Christmas traditions. Before we dive in, let's make this session a little bit interactive. I can see everyone already saying hello to us. It would be great if you can share a few words on what you felt while watching the videos that we just showcased. We'd love to see your thoughts, to know what you're expecting out of this session today. Hello, everyone. Hi, Liz. Hi, Paula. Hi, Jyoti. Hi, Marcia. Yes, you will be able to receive the recording of this presentation afterwards. We will be sharing it with you. Hello, everyone. Karen says, wow. All right. I can see the enthusiasm on the session. We're here to take you through this wonderful destination. And it's undiscovered. Thank you, Peter. Yes, it is an undiscovered destination. So Saxony is nestled away in eastern Germany, and it's a region which has been steeped in history, art, and architecture. But it's not just that. Saxony is the true heart of Christmas culture. From its famous markets to beloved festive retreats, the region's traditions have influenced celebrations across Germany and beyond. It's been the birthplace of the iconic Christmas Stollen. It's the oldest Christmas market in Germany. It's known for its wooden Christmas crafts and Advent traditions and music that capture the true spirit of Christmas. I'm also thrilled to have with us Miss Claudia from the Saxony tourism body, who will be taking us through this wonderful destination today and giving us a deep dive, highlighting its charm, culture, and festive offerings. However, before we get started, I would like to let everyone know that, as usual, we have an exciting quiz which will be there at the end of this session. So I would like everyone to pay attention and make their notes, because here's what you could win. 2-night stay for 2 people in a hotel in Dresden, a large nutcracker from the Ore Mountains, an accommodation voucher for Saxony, porcelain mugs which have been manufactured in Mason, and a small Moravian star, which is a Christmas decoration, and it's extremely valuable. So make sure you pay attention, take notes, and keep your eyes on the presentation. You could be one of the lucky winners today. Additionally, the chat box will remain open throughout the session for your questions, which will be addressed right after the presentation is over. So without further ado, I would like to hand over to Claudia to take us through this wonderful world of Saxony.
Thank you very much. I'm going to share the screen now. I hope to do the right thing. Okay, now we're ready. Now, welcome to our presentation from Saxony Tourism. My name is Claudia, and I'm working for the Destination Managing Organization, who is marketing Saxony as a holiday destination nationally and internationally. We currently have approximately 20% international tourists visiting Saxony, mainly Dresden and Leipzig, and they usually come from the neighboring countries, but we also have a very huge market from the US and the UK. And where exactly we are located, you can see here. It's a far southeast of Germany, border Poland and Czech Republic. How to get to Dresden or to Saxony, is the easiest is by plane. We have 2 airports very close to each other, actually, Leipzig and Dresden. Unfortunately, there are no direct flights anymore from the UK. However, they have quite affordable alternatives via Frankfurt and Munich available. Also, you could fly to Berlin. As from December 2025, there will be a direct train from Berlin Airport to Dresden. There is not a direct train at the moment. You have to go via Berlin because of some rail track work. The airports are connected, of course, by train, to Leipzig and Dresden. It takes approximately 20 minutes, running very, very frequently. However, if you have customers who prefer generally traveling by train, there's an overnight train from Brussels, So from London St Pancras, take the Eurostar and then jump on a train, European sleeper train, leaves approximately 7 p.m. and 12 hours later, 13 hours later, you arrive in Dresden, ready for breakfast. Unfortunately, from 12th of October, we have new entry requirements for the Schengen territory. So anybody traveling to Germany obviously needs a UK passport, been before, but you're also required to register biometric details such as fingerprints and photos when you arrive. It can't be done beforehand, so it has to be done when the customers or tourists arrive at the border, and there's no cost involved whatsoever. And once it's done, it's in the system and doesn't have to be done another time. It's just at the beginning, you might have to, or they may have to consider some extra waiting time. What's the best season to travel to Saxony? Is actually all year round. We do have really beautiful blossoming springs, lovely summers, not too hot, a bit like UK temperatures, as it's the same latitude. London, Dresden are about the same latitude. And of course, autumn with the wine festivals and the changing leaves, and winter with the Christmas time and Christmas markets. We have two major cities. We have actually three, but I'm talking about two major cities, Dresden and Leipzig, because they are the ones most known. Also, for first-time visitors, usually the preferred choice. Two main really popular landscapes. One is Saxon, Switzerland, with the sandstone mountains, and that's just south of Dresden. And the other one, the Ori Mountains, which is border to Czech Republic, so south of Saxony. We have loads of beautiful historic towns. I've just chosen three examples, which is Meissen, known for the porcelain, Pirna, gateway to the national park, and Görlitz, which is border to Poland, the far east, and is used a lot as a filming location for Hollywood. But we've got plenty more medieval town centers, little towns, loads to discover. Also known for castle parks, gardens. We have over 900 castles in Saxony, and I've just chosen a few beautiful examples. And Saxony is known for its handicraft. So again, I've chosen some examples. There's the music instrument in the Falkland region, which is the western slope of the Ori Mountains, and they still hand make guitars, violins. So famous stars like Prince, he used to have his guitar manufactured in Falkland region. Then we got the Christmas woodcraft, like the famous 11-dot angel. Might not be as well known in the UK, but very famous in the US. And on the eastern slopes of the Ori Mountains, we got Glashütte, a small town known for watchmaking, but really high-end watches like Lange & Söhne and Glashütte, where you pay like anything between 20K to up to $1 million for a watch. Probably the most famous factory we've got is Meissen Porcelain in Meissen. It's Europe's oldest porcelain manufactory, which still can be visited. We have also great experience, and I've chosen just some examples. You can, for example, if you travel or send your customers to the Ori Mountains, they can actually assemble their own nutcracker and paint it. So it's a really lovely gift to take home. If they go to Meissen, they have mug painting workshops. Very difficult. I tried it myself. And if you go to Leipzig, there's a Porsche manufactory, and you can actually go there and drive a Porsche on their racetrack. We also have more than 860 years of winemaking experience in Saxony. Little known due to an illness of the rot of the wines in the past. We lost the majority of wines, and of the wine growing region. And then after the war came down, and the old tradition redeveloped, and now we are one of the smallest but one of the finest wine regions. So now I'm getting a bit more into detail about Dresden, which is usually the first place people tend to visit when they come to Saxony. It's known as the Florence on the Elbe. It's the perfect blend of history, culture, modern attractions, and ideal destination for cultural travelers, art enthusiasts, and history lovers. It was many buildings in the old town were destroyed during World War II, but pretty much, I wouldn't say everything, but a lot has been rebuilt since, and it's just beautiful to wander around in the old town. Best time to travel really all year round. In the winter time, you got plenty of museums, you got the winter atmosphere, different air, cold air, the river. In the summer, you can just wander along the river, you can take a bicycle and enjoy the mixture of this green surrounding of the river and then the old town and historic buildings. 5 key attractions of Dresden is, of course, Frauenkirche, which may be the most, not most popular, but I'd say most popular, but the most famous one. Also, the opera house, Semperoper, not just for the events, but also to just go there for a tour, guided tour. There are loads of little details to discover. Zwinger Palace, which is just opposite the Semper Opera House, is the masterpiece of Baroque architecture, and Bruce Terrace, which got a lovely view here, but the view, the one you see on the picture, you get from the other side of the river. But just wandering along this Bruce Terrace is really nice. You got loads of young artists performing, cafes, and just sit there and have a coffee and enjoy the view over the Elbe River. Now it's stuck, my presentation. Yeah. So art and culture is a big topic in Dresden. We don't just have the Semperoper, also Kulturpalast, home to the Dresden Philharmonic Orchestra, has an amazing acoustic, has just been recently refurbished and definitely worth going if you can't get a ticket for the opera. The Green Vault is an amazing museum with like loads of treasure our former King August the Strong assembled over the years. It kind of gained fame lately because of probably the most spectacular jewel theft in recent history, but most of the jewels we retrieved back. We also have the old master picture gallery with the Sistine Madonna picture from Raphael, which is absolutely amazing, with the 2 little cherubs on the bottom, very well known. So the Dresden State Art Collection is one of the oldest and most comprehensive collections of its kind in Europe, and displayed in various museums throughout Dresden. If you have time, it's always worth taking an excursion from Dresden. In the south of Dresden, you got the National Park, Switzerland, Saxon Switzerland, with Bastei Bridge. It's like really surreal sandstone rocks in the middle of the countryside, and you can go for easy walking, hiking, but if you have more sportive clients, you can do free climbing there. It's all possible. Also, historic town of Pirna, which is the gateway to Saxon Switzerland, and Königstein Fortress, which is based on a rock platform or plateau, and was first mentioned in 1241. Very interesting fortress to visit. All of it is just half an hour by train from Dresden. The other direction, Dresden-Elbland, is also great for a day out, or if you have second-time travelers or who prefer a more really quiet weekend away. It's a perfect place just to stay there for a long weekend. You got a beautiful region, landscape, Elbe River, vineyards, castle, historic towns, everything for a romantic trip. So the key attractions there is, of course, Meissen, with the medieval town center and the world-famous porcelain manufactory. And the other town, is Radebeul, which is known for its vineyards, especially the Wackerbad Castle, and the wine festivals, which just happened last weekend, were absolutely amazing again. And you can visit those places not just by train, again, just half an hour from Dresden, just the other direction, but you can also use one of the pedal steamboats which run along the Elbe River and make it just a really nice day out. Another key attraction is Moritzburg Castle, close to Dresden as well, half an hour from Dresden, half an hour from Radebeul, roughly. But here you get its forming hunting castle of Augustus Strong, now a fairy tale water castle surrounded by forest, and you get there with the narrow gauge railway, which is leaving from Radebeul, and is a really exciting event. Especially kids love it, taking the steam train and go all the way to Moritzburg Castle. We also have Pillnitz Castle as well along the river Elbe, and it's a beautiful Baroque palace with garden, which was built for Countess Korsel, August's most famous mistress. So Dresden Elbland is definitely worth a visit if it's for a day or a weekend for second-time travelers, because of the wine region. You have it's one of the smallest yet the finest, as I mentioned. We have particularly white wine, Müller-Thurgau, Riesling, and Pinot Blanc, but also Pinot Noir. Any Pinot Noir fan would absolutely love the region. Plenty of wine bars and vineyards for tasting, obviously paired with specialities from the local region. So anybody into nature and activities, please come to Dresden Elbland, and it's also perfect. You can combine Dresden cultural weekend or cultural events, and maybe take a day off and just enjoy the tranquility of the countryside. Now I'm talking about Leipzig quickly. Leipzig is known as the city of music. Is just as big as Dresden, maybe even a tiny bit bigger, and is got a rich cultural heritage, but also a very thriving modern scene, startup scene, students, loads of like clubs, restaurant, bars going out. But on the other side, you got all the art and history, the Bach history. So it's got the perfect mixture. It's often referred to as a small Berlin. So the key attractions for Leipzig is the monument of the Battle of the Nations is a very iconic landmark, absolutely amazing when you stand in front of it. You can also walk up on this sort of tower on top of the monument to have a better view over Leipzig. The Old Town is a Renaissance masterpiece in the city center, the Old Town Hall, and the St. Thomas Church, of course, which is associated with Johann Sebastian Bach. He actually worked there for several years. Other key attractions are Auerbach's Keller, which is a very famous restaurant in Leipzig, and it celebrates this year its 500th anniversary. So it's extremely old, and it's very well known because it featured in Goethe's Dr. Faustus, which is one of the probably most famous books in Germany. Also well known is the Zoo of Leipzig. You wonder, zoo, everybody's having a zoo, but it's one of the most modern zoos in Europe, and it's not just a day out for families and kids. It's great for any adult. Zum Kaffeebaum, it just recently reopened this year, is one of the oldest coffee houses in the world. Leipzig has a very strong coffee connection, so also really great place to go. It houses a coffee museum as well. Art and culture, of course, as I mentioned, has strong connection to Bach, strong connection to classical music generally. Leipzig Opera is one of the oldest in Europe. Gewandhaus Orchestra is very renowned. I've even seen the orchestra in London before. And also modern art, where Dresden is more the old masters. In Leipzig, modern art is very much in focus. There's a former cotton mill that turned into a massive art hub, and also is home to like really well-known international artists like Neo Rauch. Then you've got this modern side, as I mentioned, from Leipzig. You got the students, you got the galleries, the events, you got the biggest goth festival in the world happening in Leipzig, and you also got this waterways, which is very exciting because there's 3 rivers running through Leipzig, and they got connected by little waterways to enable trade, and now they're used to discover Leipzig by boat. Of course, Leipzig also, you can have excursions in the summer, probably really nice. The Lake District is just like half an hour bike ride in south of Leipzig. But really interesting, probably for the UK market, is Colditz Castle, which is at the moment can only be reached by car. I know Leipzig is working on a direct bus connection, but as I said, still working on it. But it's absolutely worth the visit. The majority probably knows it from a movie in the UK about the Colditz Castle escape. So it's a historic site from the World War II history. It used to be an officers' prison, and hundreds of escapes were planned there, and some of them went through as well. And you have like a histobit, like a immersive experience, digital experience to discover the castle, and it's absolutely wonderful. Now we're talking about the main topic, Saxony's Christmas wonderland. So Saxony calls himself the birthplace of German Christmas traditions, which I totally agree because I'm from here. And you got loads of authentic Christmas markets. So almost every town has a Christmas market, and Dresden turns in December into just like one big Christmas market. It's got loads of culture, festive atmosphere, and like a really magical, glittery Christmas experience. So we have some delicacies, some you may have heard of. Dresden Stollen, which is like a fruit bread, is what we eat for Christmas for coffee, dessert, and it's definitely worth trying. And there's also a Stollen Festival on the second advent of so this year on the 6th of December. The mulled wine, everybody heard mulled wine. Apparently, the oldest recipe was found in Radebeul, so apparently the mulled wine is coming from Saxony. We have mulled wine in red, white, and rosé, so in all variations, and also gingerbread. There's a small town called Pulsnitz, where actually I used to live as a child, and they are known for producing traditional gingerbread, and it's amazing. During Christmas or before Christmas, when it's really cold outside, in the morning you have to get out the house, and the entire town smells of gingerbread. So yeah, Dresden Christmas highlights is definitely Stritzelmarkt, and the other picture see is the Christmas market in front of the Frauenkirche, the famous Stollen and the Stollen Festival, all the wooden crafts and Christmas period you see and you can buy as well. It's just the really magical setting of the Dresden historic old town. And in the Ori Mountains, that's why I kept talking about the Ori Mountains. This is where loads of the iconic wooden Christmas decoration is coming from. So I chosen a couple of examples for nutcracker and smoking figurines, but also Christmas pyramids can be seen everywhere in the windows decorated. And they also have traditional miners' parade, and the people eat traditionally in the Ori Mountains eat Neinalai as a Christmas dish. It's a dish where containing of 9 ingredients. They are all placed separately. They're not mixed with each other, and each ingredient means something with like luck, fertility, health, and so on. Now I show you a few impressions of Christmas markets. When I can get my video to work. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no sound, but I think the pictures will speak for itself. Now, we got another Christmas market here in Zwickau. That's a city, city, a town I haven't talked about, but it's in the western part of Saxony, and you always see the pyramids being in the center of the Christmas market, the big Christmas trees, and that's the one in Meissen. And then you got here Görlitz, that's a Silesian Christmas market, it's called. It's also very beautiful. So now I've been running through my presentation. When I rehearsed it, it was always longer, and I've been running through, and it's very, very, very much on time. Anybody who's interested in learning more about Saxony, there is an education platform. My colleague called it the Sex Education Platform, and it's using gamification. It's like a game to learn facts about Dresden. It's very funny. It's the figure is August the Strong, the previous emperor of Saxony, and even if you know, just for fun, maybe give it a try to play it. Another option is we do have educational 1-minute videos about loads of topics, and the QR codes give you the link. Otherwise, if you can't make a picture now of the QR code, if you go to our website, visit saxony.com, there's a B2B section on the bottom, and you find both of them there. Also, I would recommend subscribe to our newsletter. I send the newsletter every 2 months, and it usually has either recommendations of what to offer your clients, or it does have latest news, reopenings or new openings, hotel openings, you name it. It's a mixture of topics. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Saxony Tourism, or on Facebook, and on Facebook as well, Saxony Tourism. You can see the QR codes here. Please feel free to scan. Otherwise, again, go on our website, and you'll find the links there. Okay, thank you very much for listening. As I said, I've been running through it very quickly, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer everything you would like to know.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. What a journey through Saxony. And I think we can all agree that this destination comes alive with its traditions, stunning architecture, and of course, the magical Christmas spirit that Saxony is so famous for. Now, today's session did spark a lot of questions. While I have made a note of the few which have come in at the start, the chat box is still open, so please keep sharing in your questions, and we'll take all of them one by one. I'll start with the first question that we received. It was from a gentleman asking if we can share the reels that we displayed in the beginning on Facebook. Claudia, if I have your permission to share those reels which were created by the influencer, then
Yes.
People can share it from their end.
Yes,
Yes?
they can be shared on Facebook or Instagram as well. I don't know if you want to use the original on Instagram to share. No, we share them on that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So Rohit, what you can do is you can share your email ID with us in the chat box, and we'll have the reel shared with you. Or you can also reach out to our team post the session, and we'll share the reels with you as well. The next question that we had with us, or rather a compliment, was from Elizabeth. She mentioned that she's been to various places in Germany and that there's so much to see and do, that there's lovely culture, especially during the Christmas period. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for those kind words. We have someone who'd like to know what are the must-see attractions in Dresden? Claudia, if you can help us with a few names.
Well, the must-see attraction is, as I said, definitely Zwinger, as outside and inside. If you don't have the time, definitely have a look around outside. It's very beautiful, perfect for picture taking, very Instagrammable. The Frauenkirche is absolutely stunning inside and out, and you can also walk on the tower on top and have a really amazing view over Dresden. So definitely Old Town and Baroque buildings are the must see. Is yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Claudia. The next question that we have is on the visa process. I know you touched upon it, but maybe if you could just give a little deep dive into the visa process for Saxony.
Yeah, well, it's not really a visa. It's like what is changing now with the UK has ETA. It is established for the Europeans coming in. So the Europeans now established something for the UK coming in, and the UK passport has always been a requirement. And the new process is basically a new system where you have to register. So they make it easier then in the future to get through the border. You have to, when you pass the border in the airport, you can't do that beforehand. It can't be done in the embassy. It has to be done in the airport. When you cross the border, which would be, if you change flights, probably be Frankfurt, and then you will be required to go through a process where your picture is taken and your fingerprints are taken. And nobody knows yet if how this is really going to work, because it's going to start in October. So how many queues there are going to be? I could imagine at the beginning, it could be a little bit time consuming. So I would warn the customers, it might, but once it's done, it's done. They don't have to do it again, and there's no cost involved whatsoever. But I can imagine a whole plane landing in Frankfurt and nobody has registered with the system yet, that it might be a little bit time consuming to go through the process at the beginning. Yeah.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for the detailed explanation. Our next question is, how do Dresden and Leipzig differ in terms of size and population?
Yeah. They have about a population of 500,000 people each. Leipzig has a bit more. And the size is very difficult because you have villages, surrounding villages, which, kind of belong to or part of Dresden or Leipzig now as well. And I'm trying to think about the equivalent in the UK, but I suppose maybe I don't think Manchester. Who's got 500,000? Maybe Birmingham or something. But Birmingham is not the prettiest city. Yeah, I'd say maybe Dublin. Maybe Dublin as a size. I think Dublin might be a good example as an equivalent from size-wise. Yeah.
Thank you, Claudia. The next question is, how many days would you recommend as an optimal holiday to enjoy?
Yeah. I would recommend a long weekend. Like flying in on Saturday, back on Sunday is a bit too short, because you need to change planes, or even if you fly to Berlin, you need to take the train down. I would recommend at least Friday to Sunday, if not even Thursday to Sunday. Thursday to Sunday would be ideal. If you go during Christmas period, weekends, just as an information, weekends tend to be obviously more expensive. Christmas Advent weekend is very, very popular, and I can imagine hotels are pretty booked already, not fully booked yet, but they are quite busy. So if you have customers who do have time during the week, maybe recommend weekdays, because they will have a really much more enjoyable experience. The Christmas markets will not be too crowded, not be too busy, and everything could be a tiny bit more affordable than on a weekend.
Thank you, Claudia. The next question that we have is, when did the tradition of Christmas markets in Dresden start?
Always on the first Advent, which is this year. There's actually a rule of it, but it's very difficult to translate it in English. That it would be this year. It would be on the or just before the first Advent, on the 26th, 27th is when they start of November, and then they usually run to Christmas Eve, to the 23rd or 24th.
All right. Thank you, Claudia.
I apologize
the next,
to the person with Birmingham. I've been to Birmingham. It is very pretty. I know. I'm sorry.
Claudia, so the next question that we have is, outside of the Christmas markets and Christmas festival, are there any festivals that are unique to Dresden or Leipzig that you would like for our audience to know about today? Whether it's a festival or events, anything.
During the year, okay. We do have loads of them, actually. We do, especially if you're a fan of classical music, we have Bach Festival in Leipzig. We do have I have to look on our website. We have loads of classical festivals throughout the year. And we also have, like, as I said, the Gothic Festival in Leipzig every year. And we do have a steam train festival in, I think it's in April. We have a traditional fleet parade of the steamships. That's in May. Oh, the Dresden Music Festival as well in May. We got the International Dixieland Festival again in May. We got in November, we got coming up Jazz Festival in Dresden, which is really big. It's this year's the 25th anniversary. Wine festivals in September. And we got something called the Stallion Parades in Moritzburg. That's in September. Is where the horses parade, and they have like a horse breeding tradition, and they show them the parade in September. So there's loads of events going on, of course, exhibitions and music events. They can all be found on our website, and there's something for every taste. There's also modern, popular music, rock music, but also classic music. Yeah.
That's a whole list of activities to explore all year long, it seems, in
Yes.
Saxony. Okay, the next few questions that we have, which months are the best for leisure travelers to visit Saxony?
I'd say, I know from my colleague, like, I'd say from Easter. And like Easter has its own tradition in Saxony as well, because we have a minority, ethnic minority called the Sorbs, and they have a strong Easter tradition. And so as from Easter to, say, October, you got, each season has its charm. So if you are someone who loves outdoor activities, of course, I would use May, end of May, June, July, for like hiking, cycling. You can even go swimming in the south, in the lakes near Leipzig, and you have the lovely weather, sit outside on a terrace, and where it's still a little bit more chilly in April, beginning of May. Then in the autumn season, you have the other charm of the wine season. You can do the wine hiking, like through the vineyards. They're actually wine trails, and you do the wine festivals and the wine tasting. So it depends what your customer want, but I think May, June is a great season. Yeah.
Thank you, Claudia. Now, before we take the last few questions, I'm quickly going to share my screen so that with the QR code, which is going to now show up, I request everyone to please scan the QR code and download the app in order to be able to play the quiz. This will help us save a little bit of time while we answer your questions. You can sign up, put in your name and email ID. Once you download the app, the quiz, there will be a trophy icon on the home screen. Once you click on that, you'll reach the quiz page where you can enter your name and email ID and stand a chance to win stays and the various Christmas goodies that are there to take back home in this quiz today. So moving on to the next question while our audience gets ready for the quiz, Claudia, are there any special Christmas markets that travel agents can promote on their platform?
I mean, you can always promote you can promote all of them. Like you can promote the Stritzel market. That's the most one. It's probably the oldest Christmas market in Germany. It is absolutely pretty and beautiful. If you look for a bit more niche Christmas markets, there is a medieval one in Dresden as well, which is really beautiful. And then the one outside the oh god, now I'm gone. Outside the Frauenkirche, which is very pretty because of the Frauenkirche in the background. The Ore Mountain as well. It's like, it depends. You can promote as much as you like. Be happy to have visitors. If you need any promotion material, please get in touch. I don't know if I haven't displayed my email address anywhere. I don't know if maybe in I should write it in a chat.
Yes,
What do
of
you
course,
think?
you can
Yeah.
put it in the chat box. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I put
So
my
that everyone
email
can
address
reach.
in the
Yeah,
chat
you can
box.
put your email address. Yeah.
And anybody who needs promotional material or more information, please get in touch. Also, I will be at the WTM London Trade Fair in November. So we got a little booth, like a little tiny one, and I write the number down. It's N8538. So anybody who wants to meet personally, please come along and meet me there.
All right. So Claudia, I think we should quickly jump into the quiz as we might start losing some of our audience. There are two more questions that I did see, which I think would be relevant. Sorry, one question which I think we definitely should get answered. How easy is it to combine Saxony with other destinations in Germany?
It is actually, it depends on the destination. What happens a lot is that it gets combined. Berlin, a route like Berlin, Dresden, Prague. That's a very often a combination tour operators offer. Also, if you go to West Germany, you can take the train, but then more likely to take the plane. They are about 4 or 5 hours drive, Frankfurt, Munich. So if you go to Berlin, it's easy to combine. From Berlin, it's about 1.5 hour, 2 hours drive to Dresden. It's not very far.
Thank you so much for that introduction update, Claudia. Now it's time for the quiz. I hope everyone has been able to download the app. We are going to be switching the screen. If anyone has not been able to download the app, be rest assured that you will be able to still be a part of the quiz. There is now a smaller QR code available at the right of your, sorry, at the left of your screen. So you can simply download this one, scan this one and enter to play the quiz. We'll wait about 10 to 15 seconds before we begin the quiz. So I urge everyone to quickly sign up. We can see we have a few participants already here. I see that Chris, Rohit, Lorraine, Sean, Karen, Vic, Elodie, Catherine, Sarah, Peter, Donna, Mika, you're all ready to play the quiz and stand a chance to win the beautiful giveaways that we have today. So Hi, Chris. Welcome. Peter. All right. Last 15 seconds to go. I can see people are still joining in. Okay. And we 10, 9, 8. All right. So while we wait for people to join in, quickly on the rules of this game, you have to get the correct answer, answer it in the screen that is visible to you. Please do not type the answers in the chat box. Those who type the answers in the chat box will be disqualified from this game. You have to get the correct answer at the fastest speed you possibly can. And we will be announcing the winners of the quiz in a few days post the session. So stay tuned to see who has been a lucky winner today. We will also be sharing a recording of this session so that if anyone has missed anything or would like to recap, you will be able to go through the same. All right. Without further ado, let's begin the quiz now. Claudia, are you ready? Shall we see who's up to winning this? Okay. The first question is coming up on your screen now. Which historic ruler is the most closely associated with Dresden's Baroque treasures and architecture? You have now 5 seconds to answer this question. And the correct answer is, with only 25% getting this correct, it is Augustus the Strong. He was the historical ruler which is most closely associated with Dresden's treasures and architecture. For all those of you all who answered incorrectly, I hope you all paid attention throughout the rest of the session, because you still have a chance to getting the answers correct and be making your way to the leaderboard. Let's have a look at the next question now. Why is Leipzig often referred to as small Berlin? Is it because of the Gothic architecture? Because it was once the capital of East Germany, whether it's the vibrant culture and creative scene or the population size? Let's have a look. And the correct answer is because it combines the vibrant culture and creative scene with historic landmarks. Good job. I see that the numbers are picking up now in the quiz. Let's have a look at question number 3. Which major cultural anniversary will be celebrated in Dresden in 2025? Is it 850 years of Saxon winemaking, 250th anniversary of Caspar David Friedrich, 40th anniversary and the reopening of Semper Opera, or the 500th anniversary of Reformation? And with only 18% getting this right, it is the 40th anniversary of the reopening of the Semper Opera, which is going to be celebrated in Dresden this year. Moving on to our second last question, guys. I get your fastest fingers first now. The Dresden State Art Collections are considered one of the oldest and most comprehensive in Europe. Which famous artwork by Raphael is housed in Dresden's Old Masters Picture Gallery? All right. With 73% getting it correct, it is the Sistine Madonna. Congratulations, everyone. I see that art is a big thing for our audience today. They've been paying attention to the art and culture that Dresden has to offer. All right, everyone, it's the last question now. Meissen is world-renowned for being the location of Europe's oldest university, Europe's oldest porcelain manufactory, Germany's largest cathedral, or the birthplace of Johann Sebastian Bach. I know that Claudia covered this during her presentation. And let's have a look. Congratulations, everyone. You all outdid yourself towards the end of the session. 87% have got this right. And I'm very happy to see the results of the quiz.
I know it was very difficult, as like it wasn't an easy
Yes.
one, I have to admit.
Yes, it was a difficult quiz, but well done to our audience. Thank you so much for being so attentive and participating in the quiz and being a part of this session today. As I mentioned earlier, we'll announce the winners in a few days, and we'll also share the recording of today's session so that you can revisit this anytime. I would like to thank you, Claudia, for this wonderful presentation today and taking us through the beautiful world of Saxony. Thank you to the audience for taking time out early in the morning and attending this session. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming sessions as well to learn about various more destinations, and wishing you all a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And maybe I see some of you at the WTM.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day ahead.